and welcome to the Context Denied podcast, the podcast with the only basis of 3 rules. 1, no guest is on the same 2 weeks in a row. 2, the guest has no idea what's going on. And 3, there's no need to listen the entire time. This is my guest for this week. I'm Hadley.
I'm Jefferson, and I'm interesting enough to be here.
Yeah, so today our topic is, he has no idea, hence the rules. Our topic is musicals. That's what it is. I mean, I kind of just want to talk about musicals and how they've changed over time. You're a musicals fan, right?
Yeah, I don't listen to popular ones, but...
Well, that doesn't matter. But have you listened to newer ones lately?
Yes.
I know you have.
I mean, I have, yeah.
Yeah.
We can say that.
And we could also talk about, in addition to that, how musicals translating from more professional stages onto, like, high school stages are. Because I know you went to go see the Lightning Thief musical at East High last week.
That is true.
And how did that compare to the album?
You know, so when you listen to the album, it sounds a lot more like the Percy Jackson book, but then when you see it, it's like, it's better than the movie, but like,
yeah,
everything's better than the movie. Like, fanfic is probably better than the movie.
Yeah.
So it was really, really good. I made a marshmallow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was amazing. I did that. No, it turned out, like, really good. I'm surprised by how accurate it was and how good it was. Like,
yeah,
they did a really, really good job just translating their stuff, like, from the script, like, from the musical. Like, it sounded like it could have been, like, a college performance.
Okay, that's cool.
It sounded really good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so just, like, it's always interesting to see how those translate on stage. Like, we went to go see, you were there, we went to go see Les Mis, the high school version. You were there, right?
Yes.
Okay. We went to go see the high school version of Les Mis, and it's so interesting how they do it in a high school, because I've heard different stories about different high schools doing it, and it just depends on what they pick and choose to do, because sometimes they choose to do, spoiler alert, if you don't know Les Mis, I would not keep going, or I'd skip past this if you don't want to get spoiled for you. If they skipped the suicide, which is a vital part of the story, if they skipped the prostitution, which is a less vital part of the story. But they didn't do either of those things and still managed to keep it, like, interesting enough. I don't know. Les Mis is just a difficult show to do in general.
Yeah,
but...
I see Les Mis twice.
Yeah.
That was the second time. I liked the first one better.
Was it at a high school, or was it...
It was at a high school.
Oh, okay.
But it was, because it was, like, high school students, but they did it in middle school. It was, like...
Oh, okay.
It was interesting, but, like, they did it amazing. I just, like, the one that we saw, like, I just feel like, because it just didn't, like, translate as well as from my head back down to the paper.
That's fair.
If that makes any sense.
I mean, I've seen Les Mis a number of times, but I've never seen a live stage production of it until then, because I've seen the 25th anniversary concert edition with Nick Jonas for some reason, and I've seen the movie, and I know the story, and I've seen other movie adaptations of the book that aren't necessarily musicals. And yet, going to go see that musical on stage, 1, completely different vibes, and 2, I did not know Eponine is the daughter of
the people who work at the bar?
Yeah, the people
that own the bar.
That own the bar.
Or the
hotel,
whatever it's called.
whatever it is.
The old hotel thing.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's gonna bother me now. They have a name. The Thénardiers, that's what it is. Yeah, I did not know she was the Thénardiers' daughter. I just kind of, like, assumed, like, I don't know, The Robbery always confused me as a song until I went to go see that high school production. But
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see productions of that. Obviously, there's not many, like, adaptations of, like, there's, like, certain musicals that would be very interesting to see, like Phantom of the Opera. But Phantom of the Opera's not on Broadway yet, so yet.
Wait, what do you mean yet? Didn't it come off?
Nope, they extended the time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They keep extending how long it's gonna be on Broadway.
I thought you said they were gonna take it off.
They are. I don't think it was even supposed to be off until, like, May, but then they extended it, and now it's, like, July or something. That's probably incorrect. Don't take my word for that. But they extended it. But like obviously you can't have like Phantom. You can't have like I don't know if you know this one, Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812.
No.
Okay, yeah, that was on Broadway for a while. It was taken off. People were ticked. People got mad. It was taken off of Broadway so early because it was only on Broadway for like a month. And people loved it. It had Josh Groban. It was amazing. I didn't go see it. I wish, but I love the music. It's like so. There's stuff like that that's just so complicated to do. It'd just be almost impossible to do in high school. And then there's stuff like Disney musicals. Like,
No, you know how I hate Disney.
I know you hate
so
Disney.
why would you bring it? I mean, I guess it makes sense, but like,
yeah,
I hate Disney.
But just-
Disney is terrible.
but just for the simplicity of it, you know, of
Yeah, fair.
doing a Disney musical like Beauty and the Beast or something like that, as compared to doing something like West Side Story, where you have to have like different like specific castings for West Side Story. Sometimes, not all the times, you can get away with some things, but it can be seen as offensive if you don't, or like Hairspray or something. Whereas like stuff like Beauty and the Beast, you can do more like versatile casting. Also stuff like Legally Blonde, basically the only requirement is the main lead is blonde in some way, shape, or form. That's not Disney.
I mean, fair.
And so it's just interesting to see how different high schools adapt to that. Have you seen any other high school productions you thought were interesting?
I'd have to think. I haven't seen like too many high school productions in a while. Like, I have been way too busy doing more fun, interesting things.
That's fair. And then, yeah. And then there's also, like, community theaters.
Oh, community. See, I remember I saw Seven Brides and Seven...
Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
Same thing.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, no. I saw that at a community theater somewhere
Was
in
it?
an undisclosed location.
Okay.
Yeah, it was somewhere south, I think.
Oh, okay.
That
'Cause-
tells you nothing.
Yeah.
But it was somewhere, and it was really good, because it was the first show that I'm like, wow, I would pay to see this again.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie?
Yes.
I've seen the movie. That's it. I haven't... It's not put on a lot because it's kind of sexist.
Yeah,
But I enjoyed the movie a lot, actually. I thought it was fun. The dancing
show
was
is
fun.
really good.
Yeah, there's actually someone from the... Fun fact. There's actually someone from the original cast of the original West Side Story in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. And, like, there's, like, all this fun fact. I watched this entire behind-the-scenes thing for it. It was very interesting. But I really liked that musical. But, yeah, it's interesting because community theaters... And there's, like, obviously different levels of community theaters because there's ones that have more money and ones that don't. Because,
Yeah.
like, I've seen shows at, like, smaller community theaters that, like, aren't that, like, special. It's, like, nothing noteworthy necessarily. But it was, like, fun, you know? And then I've seen shows at community theaters where I'm, like, oh my gosh, I want to see this again. Like, I went to go see School of Rock last year. You also saw that twice, 3 times?
3 times.
3 times. He saw it 3 times. Rich. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But it was good, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part.
Like,
Yeah.
there were some parts that I didn't like, but on this, like, topic, like, I feel like smaller theaters, they have, like, they don't have as good as actors, as good, like, it turns out a little bit less clean, but they always have, like, something that they do so much, like, more right than, like, all the big theaters. So they have that saving grace, because, like, you can learn a lot from smaller theaters as well as bigger.
Yeah, and they have more to lose. Or, I guess less. I mean, more to lose as in, like, they can't, like, move up in, like, their quality and stuff.
Yeah.
So they take more risks than bigger theaters do. And, yeah. And I wish I'd seen a show professionally and, like, in a community or a high school theater as well, but the only show I've seen, like, professional is, Hadestown. I went to go see at Eccles last year.
Yeah.
So, technically, because I was on tour, it was Broadway tour, but, I mean, I guess you also could technically count, we went to go see, I don't know if you were there, A Christmas Story.
Oh, yes, I was
You
there.
were there? I guess that technically counts because I was in an equity theater. So, but I also have never seen that movie or seen a different version of that, so I really don't have anything to compare with necessarily, just, like, quality-wise in and of itself. And, like, I've seen filmed, like, Newsies is filmed on stage, Phantom of the Opera was filmed on stage. Like,
Love Never Dies. You hate that, so that's why I brought it up.
I figured.
So, have you seen the film version of it?
Yes. I have seen the film version of
Okay, what are your thoughts on it?
it. Love Never Dies, hear me out, should be illegal.
And why?
Because it deviates so much from the point of Phantom of the Opera. I have a huge amount of respect for Andrew Lloyd Webber. He's an amazing writer. I love many of his musicals that I've listened to. So one. But I do respect his writing. I've seen a lot of the music he's written. I haven't necessarily heard or seen the entire musicals of a lot of his. But I've seen a lot of the music, and it's gorgeously composed. However, when it comes to the matter of Love Never Dies, this is the Phantom of the Opera sequel, by the way, for those of you who don't know. It is the Phantom of the Opera sequel that should never have existed.
Yeah, it's not exactly that popular.
It's not that popular because
It's not that good.
it's not that good. But you liked it.
No. I like it. I like its for music. I've
Okay,
tried
that's
to
fair.
rationalize some bits, like Gustav.
That's fair. But, like, that, it doesn't... Okay, Love Never Dies doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. The Phantom... Also, spoilers, if you want to watch this movie for some reason,
Don't.
don't. But if you do, this is spoiling it. So if you care, there's your warning. The Phantom and Christine could never have had a child. That's not how that works. That is not how any of that works. 1. 2. Meg would never shoot Christine. That's not how that works.
Well, look, in the setup that they gave to it, it was possible.
In her character in Love Never Dies, it made sense. But in her character in Phantom of the Opera, it doesn't make sense. And the fact that her character would be able to come that other completely different person in that amount of time.
It was 10 years.
It was 10... I know it was 10 years, but, like, people don't completely change their personalities in 10 years. Unless you're, like, maturing. But she was already, like, 25 in the musical. I mean, in the books, she's, like, 10.
Wait. I mean, you've read the books, right?
Yeah, I've read the Phantom of the Opera book. In the book, she's, like, 10. So it would make more sense if she became, like, if she was 10 and she was a completely different person when she was 20.
Mm-hmm.
That makes more sense to me. In the musical, though, she's, like, 25. Her decision-making part of her brain has already developed completely. Or I think she's, like, 25. I don't know the exact ages. So there is no reason for her to change that much with not that much happening. Because the way they describe those 10 years, not that much has happened. And she still is good friends with Christine. Like, they show that in the musical. Her still loving Christine and being good friends with her. The only thing that drives her to do this is, I want the Phantom's attention, which is stupid. 1, because the Phantom should be dead. And 2, because she's literally seen the Phantom murder people. And I love Eric. Don't get me wrong, Eric is the Phantom. I love Eric. Don't get me wrong. But I don't love him that much. Like, I wouldn't try and kill a little boy who happens to be the son of the person I'm trying to get the attention of and my best friend.
Well, she also, like, because she is putting all her blame on, like, for everything that's gone wrong. Like, because she thinks Christine's gonna steal her entire, like, life away.
Yeah.
So, like, in that moment, but, like, so that's why she kills Gustav, because she thinks it's gonna get back to Christine. So, like, killing Gustav, I feel, is more rationalized than killing Christine.
Yes. I think that's fair. She's angry and she's not thinking straight. But, like, I don't know. I think if you had your best friend's son at gunpoint and then you shot him and then you accidentally shoot her too. Like, the other thing is she felt no remorse. She did not care. Like, she's just like, oh yeah, bye, and leaves. Like, at least it would have made more sense to me if there was some regret there. Like, a lot of stuff like this has happened that makes more sense just because the character feels bad about it, but because there was no guilt. Also, Madame Giry does nothing to stop it.
I mean, she was just, like, out, like, it seemed like she was going to be an important character, set up and then she was just, like, out doing nothing.
Yeah, she was just kind of there.
And, like, if you listen to, like, the music recording of it rather than it rationalizes it a lot, it makes everything a lot better, it fixes, so I wonder if they, like, when they filmed that, it was just an earlier take of it, and they
It's
adapted
very
it.
possible.
That's what I think.
Okay, that's very fair. But, if we were talking in the perspective of the music, I made it a goal, like, as many musicals as I watch, I add at least one musical song from that musical to my Show Tunes playlist. So the song I added from Love Never Dies, so I have to.
I mean, I probably can guess it's What's that? The Beauty Underneath?
Yes. And the reason why I like that, I do love that song.
That song is a really good song.
It's a really good song. It's a well-written song. But every single time, I'm just, like, listening to my Show Tunes playlist, and I'm just chilling. And then you just, like, the last song ends, and you just hear the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I think that's inaccurate.
No, that's what it is. It's probably the wrong key.
Have you heard this song?
Yes, that's how that song starts.
I don't know any song for that musical that starts like that.
The Beauty Underneath.
No.
That is literally how that song starts. That's how on the album I listen to. You might listen to a different album than I do.
What do you listen to?
I don't know. It's
Like, because the one I listen to sounds way different than that.
Which one do you listen to? I listen to not the original. I listen to the other one.
That tells me nothing.
It's not the one with Ramin.
Wow, I know actors' names.
Sorry. It's the one with, like, the red in the background, and then there's the Phantom Mask. And then it has Love Never Dies in gold letters. That's what the album cover looks like. I don't know. Anyways, it's just stunning. It's like the song starts, and I'm just like, and then I skip it.
What? What? Give me reasons why. That song is, like, so amazing. Like,
It's a fun song. I enjoy that song, and that was probably the only one from that musical that I enjoyed, or that I enjoyed the most.
Well, that music, the musical would be a lot better as a standalone, like a completely different.
Yeah,
like,
it would.
Like, it's a really good musical, but as a sequel, it's
Yes.
terrible.
If it was not a sequel, I would probably like it. There's nothing against the storyline or the plot. It's solely bad because it's a sequel, and it's not a well-done sequel. It's like, what's another really bad sequel everyone hates? Cars 2? Doesn't everyone hate Cars 2? You don't know Disney.
No, Cars 2 is Pixar. That was before they merged, and I, watched. That's like when I actually watched it as a child.
Okay.
So Cars 2.
I think Cars 2 was a movie everyone hates. There's some Pixar movie everyone hates. That's
Cars 2, I have like, I made a song about Cars 2. Like, that was like my favorite of the Cars franchise.
Okay.
And then Cars 3 ruined it.
Yeah,
And
it would.
Cars 3 was disappointing.
Yeah. But it's just like one of those sequels that's like really bad. Like, Cinderella 2 wasn't great.
They made a Cinderella 2?
They made like 4.
Wait, I know that there was this like a Sneakerella or something.
That's a completely different thing.
I don't know. I don't
There's
pay
like
attention to Disney.
bajillion Cinderella reboots. It's awful. What's another? Kung Fu Panda 2 wasn't that great. I don't remember it being that great. Like, there's select few good sequels. Love Never Dies is not one of them.
Oh, the Star Wars that Disney made, that was terrible.
I don't pay attention to Star Wars, if I'm being honest.
Okay, well, the second Star Wars was terrible.
Okay, that's fair.
So you have you have 4 through 6 that came out, and then you have 1 through 3 that came out, and then you have whatever the next ones are. They were all terrible.
Okay, yeah, I've heard a lot of stuff about that. Like, people didn't like them.
Yeah.
I've only seen 4, 5, and 6. I can honestly tell you, I remember nothing. I watched it when I was like 6.
I haven't actually. I guess I've seen Star Wars like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's
like,
relatively recent.
It's been a while. I think the last time I watched a Star Wars movie, it was like maybe 2015.
That's 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm. It's been quite a bit. Anyways, you want to wrap up?
If you would wish to. I don't care personally.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed your time having a fun conversation with us, and I'd love it if you'd come back. Bye. Have a day. Would you like to say goodbye?
No.
Okay.
You don't deserve it.